So I want to share another clairaudient experience that I had, and this happened a few years after the first one. I was about 17, and the first boyfriend I ever had, he had schizophrenia and pseudopsychosis. And at that age, I didn't understand what that meant, and I wasn't familiar with mental illnesses, but from what I understood from it, from what I got from it, was that he could hear and see disembodied entities. And that wasn't weird to me, because to me that was just, okay, it's psychic abilities. But his low vibration took a lot of his experiences down a really dark path. When I first started seeing him and visiting his house, there was this weird ill feeling that I got from his closet. And I kept nagging him about it. I'm like, what's with your closet? It's really creepy, it's really dark. And I finally got him to admit that he had this entity. But this entity apparently had been with him since he was a kid, and he said that he would physically see her and that she would get on the bus with him and talk to him throughout the entire bus ride. And he legitimately thought she was real until he got institutionalized and he had to be put on medication. I would define this person as an actual lunatic, because around 10 to 11 o'clock p.m., he would start changing, and he would start seeing things, seeing entities, hearing entities, and they weren't very nice. Like bullying him and saying really mean things to him really broke his spirit, and I could see that. And I wasn't really educated enough at the time to really know how to react in those situations. So being like my Aries personality, I'm just like, just tell him the So at that point, I had studied enough about spirituality, the occult, ESP, and the like, and understood that we can create thought forms into reality. So I wasn't sure if he had made up this entity because of trauma, and it was just created out of that, and or if some kind of demonic negative energy had taken that image in order to befriend him and get his trust so that they can use him and feed off of his energy. I didn't know exactly what it was, but whatever it wasn't healthy. It wasn't positive. But it is really hard to conceptualize something that you have not experienced before. So even though he told me all this stuff, I didn't really comprehend it until one night. Wait, there's a couple other things to this experience. This entity was also seen by his mother. His mother, who also worked in the mental health industry, saw this little girl that would follow him around. And she hallucinated and saw her floating in her room. This entity was pretty powerful. I remember when we were in his mother's room talking about her, and then the lights started to flicker. Also, we would shut the door to his closet, and we would go downstairs and hear something slam upstairs, and the door had slammed shut. So this entity was able to connect with the physical world. Okay, so one night, me and my boyfriend had laid down to go to sleep, and then I hear this whisper. But the whisper didn't come from in here like I'm used to. I could identify the position and location that this sound came from. She was standing near the edge of the bed at the foot of the bed. And I wasn't so much chilled as I was frantically startled. I immediately pushed myself up from the bed and look at my boyfriend. I'm like, did you hear that? And he looked at me all surprised and was like, yeah, are you saying you heard that too? And I turn around to go turn the light on and look at the room. Nothing there. So we go downstairs and I'm shaking because I had never had an experience like that. That was a paranormal experience. And I was like, I heard it, but I didn't understand what it said. And he explained to me that she was picking on him because he was comfortable. And he was thinking in his mind, oh, I'm really comfortable. So she replied in a physical voice and said, oh, really? And that's when I was like, you gotta take your meds. And that's so dumb to say because, you take your meds so that I don't experience your craziness. Everyone has psychic abilities, and I think that some people that have dense energies can take those abilities and those experiences to dark places. And of course, you are who you surround yourself by. So if you surround yourself with negative people, then you're going to start attracting those negative experiences. Though, like, it never really happened like that to me again. I did start hearing more disembodied voices, but they still were never as scary as that one. So always keep your vibrations high and do psychic defenses to protect yourself. But the best protection is your high vibration. Always hold that high vibratory energy, that energy of joy and happiness. If you're ever afraid, just call in your spirit guides. Call to God or archangels or whichever entities you look up to and feel safe with. This is also not to diminish mental illnesses. Mental illnesses are a serious topic. If you think that somebody you know is struggling from mental illnesses, please tell someone. Please tell someone that can help. With that said, I also don't think that just because you have psychic abilities that you have a mental illness. Those are natural abilities that everybody has. But anyways, that was my negative experience, but I have had many, many, many positive experiences since my clairaudient awakening. And a lot of them have to do with my spirit guides and angels. But I feel like it's important to share these experiences so that the awareness that psychic abilities exist becomes common knowledge and common acceptance in society. Anyways, love and light, and live long and prosper.